to the vlog. It is a new week and it is yet another big week. So my husband started his new job last week and I start my new job this week. It's been a little bit between my previous placement and this placement. As you guys have seen, I've been a stay-at-home mom in between that time. My previous placement was really great, but unfortunately it was just a short-term agreement. So in between then and now, I've just been really looking for a family that's going to be the right fit, and I thankfully have found one. So I start that job this week, and I'm very excited for that. Today is our last day before we start, and so we're going to go to the splash pad and just have a little bit of fun today and just get some quality time in before I start my new job. Alrighty, we are home now. I just hopped in the shower really quick and now I'm getting ready for dinner that we're going to tonight. It's a benefit for my brother-in-law's sport that he's doing. While I'm doing my makeup, I wanted to share a little bit about what happened today. So the last clip you saw, we were at the splash pad and I was feeding Barrett, and probably about 10 minutes after that clip, two people showed up that were just being a little bit weird. They were bathing themselves in the water. They did not have a child with them, a man and a woman, and I don't know, just kind of made me a little bit uncomfortable, specifically because they didn't have a child with them. After a little while, I noticed that they had separated and they were standing at opposite ends of the splash pad. They were both staring at the same group of little girls. That obviously made me feel very uncomfortable. The scariest part, in my opinion, is that the parents were not watching their children. There was probably about 20 to 25 children there, and there were only 3 total moms, myself included, actually watching their child play. That's not me trying to shame the other parents, it's just a fact. So I asked one of the little girls where her mom was, and I went and I let her know what was going on. I just felt in my heart that I needed to tell the other parents that were there, and so I did that, and then I just still felt uncomfortable, so I decided to go ahead and leave. And thankfully the other 2 moms that were out there with their children felt the same way, and they decided to leave at the same time. And the man followed me to my car and stood in front of my car and watched me load my son into his seat and start my car and get in my car. My natural instinct was not feeling very well, so I decided to call the non-emergency line for our local police station and just let them know what was happening. And then as I was pulling out, I decided to take a photo of their license plate so I could show it to the police officer. As I'm trying to pull out, the man swerves his car in front of mine, and then the woman that was with him was in a separate car and she pulled her car out behind mine. I did a quick lane change and they ended up getting stuck in the other lane, thankfully. And so the man ended up having to turn, but the woman pulled up next to me and rolled down her window and started screaming at me, calling me a bunch of different names and saying that I was just a terrible person. She threw her cigarette at me and flipped me off. And yeah, so that was the end of that. The reason I'm sharing that here is not to scare any other parents or shame any other parents. It's because I feel like it's not talked about as often as it should be, because unfortunately things do happen and they happen far too fast. I know that most of the time people don't have bad intentions, but it only takes one scenario for something bad to happen. So I just would encourage any other parents or caregivers out there to just be vigilant with your children, specifically in public places, because you just never know. I feel like as a fellow parent, as a fellow caregiver, it's our job, our duty to relay these types of messages to each other, and also just help keep other people's children safe as much as you can. So Like, if you see something, say something. If you feel uncomfortable, say something to other people that are there, make other people aware, call the police. Anyways, that's my little rant. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish getting ready, and we're gonna head off to the benefit. Good morning, it is the next day, and we are up bright and early this morning, headed to a coffee shop to grab some breakfast with a friend. Vera says hello. My mother-in-law is having cleaners come to the house today to do a good deep clean. Since we moved in, it's probably a little dirty from all the moving and stuff, so she's kind enough to have some cleaners come and clean the house. So we had to be out of the house by 8, so we left a little bit earlier than that, and we are going to drop some stuff off at Landon's grandparents' house first so that we can go there this afternoon for Barrett to take his nap. But we're gonna have coffee and breakfast at the coffee shop, and then we're gonna spend the rest of the day at his grandparents' house. It is the next day, and I haven't filmed really anything this morning, but this morning I ran to the farmer's market and I got some fresh peaches and some fresh basil. I also got some pasture-raised roast that I'm going to make while Landon's gone. And now I am ironing my outfit for this evening. I am going to dinner with a really dear friend of mine that I haven't seen in a couple of years. She used to be a coworker of mine, and we obviously had like just a professional relationship while she worked here, and then once she left we actually became closer as friends. We were friends before she left, but not as close. We tried to have good boundaries because she was my boss before she left. Anyways, I haven't seen her in a very long time, and I'm super excited to see her. She's just one of the funniest people I know, and I'm very excited. So I'm ironing my outfit for dinner this evening, and then I'm going to get ready and we're gonna head off to dinner. Alrighty, I am all ready to go, and I'm about to head out the door, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next week. Bye.